Ladies and gentlemen, it's an unexpected delivery driver diary. If I actually paid attention to the schedule when it's made, I would know that it's a delivery driver diary, but I didn't, so here we are. Also, no delivery is complete without a little beverage. Going with Rocket Pop today. Oh, what a clean crack! Woohoo! All right, first delivery completed. Not too bad, not too shabby. Could it have been easier? Sure, but it is what it is. So the first one is done. Now we have one more here on the southern side of the county, and then I have to go all the way north. So I'm not thinking I'm gonna be back at the office till like 4 o'clock, which on one hand, not the end of the world. On the other hand, I'm gonna have like no time at my desk. I'm just gonna come back and immediately go to the front counter, which is one of the annoying aspects of me doing deliveries, is how I get stuck at the register. Still, I go do deliveries, come back, be a manager, and then be a front counter associate. It just drives me nuts. I feel like I say this every time I do deliveries in this area, but it's also weird. I don't know how to describe it exactly. Aside from it's being weird being back where I like went to school and everything, even though I still live like 20 minutes away versus here. So when I'm driving around and I'm like reminiscing on like, you know, peaking in high school and everything, it's just kind of surreal. I don't know. I mainly bring it up because I just passed the GameStop that's here in town, and who was I talking to about it? I think I was talking to Cortland and my dad about it, about all of the midnight releases I went to at that GameStop, and how one of my favorite memories of going to a midnight release, aside from like the two, I did Fallout 4 and Black Ops 2 like last minute. I was like, yo, can we like go do this tonight? And my mom was like, sure, why not? So we went and did that. But one of my favorite ones was I had pre-ordered NBA 2K12. I'm pretty sure it was 2K12. It was either 2K12 or 2K13. Either way, NBA 2K. I pre-ordered that one, and they were gonna do a midnight release for it, which I was like, let's go. Huge. W. We get there, crazy line. Parking lot's full, there's tons of people. I'm like, yo, I didn't realize so many people close to home here, because I was at a private school, so many people in the area play NBA 2K. That's so cool, so sweet. So we're in line, you gotta go in, you know, for the midnight releases, you gotta walk in and get your little sticker that's like, okay, this is, you know, what group you're gonna be in, so that way there's not a million people in the store. Well, there will be, but there's not a million more. And I remember I got to the counter and I got my sticker, or they asked like, oh, what are you here for? Because they did multiple releases on the same day. Think like, I mean, they do that still today. But I was like, oh, I'm here for NBA 2K. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh. Because that day, come to find out, was actually the release date for Resident Evil 6. So all of the people that were there were actually there for Resident Evil 6, and I was the only person there for NBA 2K. And so they were like, huh. So I got ushered to the front of the line and got to get my game first before everybody else, because nobody was there for 2K. Everybody was there for Resident Evil. And it just was very funny, because I, you know, went from thinking that everybody wanted to play the same game as me to me being the only person. And it was like sad, but also like, cool, I don't have to wait in line. Ah, good times. Dad and I had a great evening. That's now 3 for 3 on me doing deliveries and there being some crazy outlandish accident. Like that dude drove into, I think that's like a substation. He just like, that's insane. I saw like the people with, you know, brush cutters, and I was like, well, that's weird. And then you see this car just like lodged in the fence. What is going on? Second delivery is done. Now we have to drive all the way north to go get our third delivery and hopefully final delivery. I love driving through new housing developments. I'm obviously not in the market for a new house, but at the same time, it is kind of just like fun to drive through and see all the new fancy houses. And also it's fun because my car is, the map hasn't been updated in my car. So my car thinks that I'm just like on the craziest off-road adventure of all time. So that's fun and cool. But I'm obviously not in the market for a new house. I wasn't even in the market for a house to begin with. Shout out McKenna's much higher pay scale than me. However, it's always fun driving through and seeing all the new fancy houses and seeing the neighborhoods. I don't love all like how expansive it's become in terms of like all the new, I mean, I get obviously populations grow, there's more housing, people come to the area, I digress. But seeing a new house and kind of blocking out all of the stuff that I don't really love about it, pretty cool. This whole new neighborhood. It sucks that this was a wetlands before and now it's not, but I guess if you look past that. Anyway though, Chris and this is just, you know, train of thought, it's my diary after all. Chris just bought a new house, or is in the process of buying a new house on a new development, and it sounds like he's buying a house in that neighborhood. Like 2 doors down, Ethan's buying a house in that neighborhood, if you guys remember Ethan from like the OG vlogs like 5 years ago. And then Andy, who I've talked about before, another YouTuber, great guy, he's buying a house in that neighborhood. And so in the span of like, I don't even think a quarter mile, they're like really close. Ethan's like 2 doors down, Andy's like 1 street down, 2 houses, but like they're still super close because it's like, you know, one of those developments. I digress, but with all of that in mind, they're all gonna be living really close together. And that's crazy. Like crazy in like a, that's so fun and so cool way. I wouldn't want to live in a neighborhood like that. The neighborhood that we live in is already too, like, and it's a small neighborhood, like a little cul-de-sac, I digress. I grew up, you know, with acreage. I grew up with, you know, my neighbors were close, but like not that close, you know? And I wouldn't like living in a neighborhood like that. I love visiting them. I love, you know, I'm gonna love going over to Chris's house to watch some anime and hang out and everything, and everybody's right there doing all the stuff, doing all the things. But outside of that, you know, it's like I'm not huge on living in them, you know? Anyway. What a nice house. It's gonna be such shaky footage, the driveway's so rocky. But a beautiful house. And then the property was just this huge, flat, open area, and they have a bunch of trees planted. I don't know. I think it looked pretty cool. I liked it quite a bit. Deliveries are done. That's the last delivery for today. We now get to head back to the office, which in and of itself is whack and cringe, but I digress. It'll be okay. We'll figure it out. But I'm very much glad to be heading home now and not having to deal with all the extracurriculars and everything. We successfully made it back to the office. Delivery just got here. So my whole game plan of, you know, hopefully missing the frozen and coming back to just kibble and then going to lunch and then going to the register, that kind of has been sunk. So, yeah. Very nice. Alrighty. After about 10 minutes, maybe 15 of checking in the order, helping with that, I'm back on the road for lunch. Not like back on the road, but now I'm headed to lunch. So I definitely probably should have got lunch on my way back so I could help more with the order, but also at the same time, I had anticipated the order already being there and like being worked on. So As much as that was a misstep on my part, it also was a misstep on the delivery, but I digress. Today, I mean, nothing's changed. You guys have seen everything so far. Nothing too crazy. We're just kind of trucking along, making the day work the best that we can. I am by no means Casey Neistat. I'm Casey. That's the only thing we share. I mean, and we have YouTube channel, but by no means am I Casey Neistat. I just want to establish that point initially. But it is so cool to watch his old vlogs, and then he's semi back to daily vlogging, but not 100%. But seeing his new videos and seeing that, I mean, I don't want to like compare myself to him because there's levels to this shit. In case you weren't aware, there is levels to this shit. But it is very cool to see his videos, see his vlogs, and be like, you know what? While the production is nowhere near the same, he's in a totally different class than me. It's very cool to see that this creator that has won a bunch of awards has posted amazing videos for over a decade now, but like that my videos are kind of similar in terms of like stuff happening but nothing happening. Now obviously he has very good structured videos that I'm not referring to, but I mean like the video he posted today about his broken sunglasses, I watched that and I see a lot of like the style that I've tried to emulate from him in like it's actually like close. Does that make any sense? Maybe it doesn't, but like I feel like while the production, I feel like I'm not too far off in terms of like how our vlogs are kind of like similar. Now obviously I say that with, you know, with a bit ginormous asterisk, you know, like I understand, but I guess just the way that it's structured and how like nothing happens but something happens, and like, you know, maybe this is just grade A cope, but like I feel like it's just, it kind of gives me motivation per se, to where, you know, obviously there's things I want to improve on, things I need to get better at, but like, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the thing. It only took me like, I mean, I've had this like epiphany a billion times, but like, I'm doing the thing. Oh, not of it do we find, oh jeez. Taking out the work day. Oh man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. What a long day. What a stupidly long day. Now, I have to, hopefully, I mean, I'm just heading home, so it's like not the end of the world, but my phone's about to die, which is less than ideal. Oh, turn the blinker off, buckaroo. I drove so much today. Fresh tank of gas, and it's already off of the F line. Damn it. But I mean, the rest of the day was pretty lackluster. Nothing too crazy happened. The Knicks came back from down 20 against the Cavaliers. They just wanted it more. That was crazy. I like checked the score, saw that the Knicks were down by like 20 with 7 minutes to go. I hit the group chat like, damn bro, Knicks are getting throttled. And I just go back to work, I'm at the counter, da da da. And all of a sudden my wrist buzzes and it's Mikey texting me and he's like, not anymore. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what happened? They were down by 20. And he was like, Jalen Brunson happened. Peep the score, tie. And I was like, whoa, what? And then it goes to OT, and I'm assuming the Cavaliers lost because they were down by 7 with 30 seconds to go. But, I mean, I was wrong the last time I called the game early, so I don't know. Anyway, the rest of the day was pretty whack. Nothing really too crazy happened. I tried to record a couple segments up front, but as per usual, people just came in and whatever. So, yeah. Just a pretty boring day at work. Anyway, though, we're on our way home. Gonna get home and, you know, hang out with Kenneth for a little bit and then start stream. And yeah, we're just dragging out the outro for no reason at all. I don't know. I think I finally got the fish smell out of my car. The structure for this vlog and for the vlogs this week is going to be really weird. Maybe not for you guys, but for me, because my initial plan was to post a video today, being Wednesday, that encapsulated Sunday of last week and a little bit of Monday. However, that didn't quite pan out, didn't quite work. So instead, or my vision for it has changed. And so what I'm going to do instead is combine yesterday's delivery driver diaries with whatever shenanigans we get up to today. Boom, vlog. And then tomorrow, boom, vlog. That puts us at Thursday. Friday, Saturday, maybe boom vlog. I don't know. It's complicated and convoluted, but you're watching this video, so I guess I solved the problem. Today has been so slow and also chaotic. Man, oh man, oh man. Alrighty, workday completed. As I was saying, today is just crazy. It was all over the place. I didn't get a chance to record anything because it just was like, it was nuts. I didn't get a lunch today because I had to go help solve a problem at home, which was solved, great, cool. And then I got back and I had to take over the front and I was checking an order. It just was messy and it was rough. And thank God I have another day of recording from yesterday, and this can just be a little Marvel post-credit scene and not like the full thing, because I would be embarrassed to post this as the full thing. The problem is though, I'm out of storage on my computer. So I have to figure that out because I don't want to necessarily delete old vlogs because they're valuable, but at the same time, I have the old footage. So do I really need the old vlogs if I have the footage, like what the vlogs are made of? I digress. But we're on our way to basketball now. We're gonna get a little hoop in, and then we'll head home and deal with whatever happens next. We might not get our regular sunsets because the tripod situation, but I'm still gonna give you guys a nice sunset. Look how pink that is. It's so pretty. What a good sunset. I'm shaking so bad. It's that not having lunch. It's doing damage. Ugh. Hoops I'd say went okay. They weren't great. They weren't terrible. They went okay. I played okay. It's so annoying, like my inability to score the ball anymore is just so frustrating. It drives me nuts to where people are leaving me open. Luckily there's one old timer that's there that anytime he's not guarding me, he's like, oh, hey, I touch the ball, he's like, watch him. And they're like, no, I know. And he's like, no, you don't. Watch him. He's tricky. And I'm like, oh, thank you, sir. I need to do that. And then I proceed to do nothing with that. Today I had a couple opportunities. I didn't capitalize. Taking last week off really did me in. But cardio-wise, I feel a lot better. I'm not nearly as out of breath. I hit like a really hard sprint, and that was a lot. I was moving, but not my greatest performance offensively. I got some good rebounds. I got a couple putbacks. You know, like, hey, I'm hustling. The big guy that I normally have to guard, he was on my team this time. That was nice. We had a pretty nice team. Went 2-0, and it was great too because the big guy, he was like, hey man, like, game this, hit the 2. And I was like, bro, I haven't scored this game. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, nah, shoot it. I got it. My defender heard that. He was playing over, hit a little pass, game winner. It was nice. Apparently my battery's about to die. That's electric. Anyway though, hoops was good. Sorry for dragging that on. Today was a weird day. I recorded nothing, but thankfully this is just, you know, really just filler for yesterday's vlog, or lack thereof.